Irish.
It's Irish.
Yes.
All right,
Enid means little cloud in Gaelic.
All right. I just learned a new Irish name the other day. Poinsness.
Huh.
I know. I was reading a Preacher comic book, and one of the main characters is Poinsness, and it was that thing where I was like, "That's an actual name," and it turns out, yeah, it's Gaelic. And
Damn.
yeah. And it's like a major plot point where he's all like, "Never tell anyone my name ever," because he goes by Cassidy. But yeah.
It's Silkskin, right?
Right? It was very odd.
Name is power.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so let me give you a couple of just what's happening here. I don't know how much you got from the ad that was posted. Were you a reader, or were you Craigslist, or were you...
Craigslist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So essentially we got a story within a story here happening. Okay. We have written a entire series, a 12 episode, hour-long episodes, sci-fi series that is going to be the foundation of this. We're going to read through it. So every time we shoot, we're going to read through 2 episodes. Okay. And before the read-throughs, we're going to have people give talking heads, essentially. So not only do you have to characterize your character kind of on the spot during these cold reads, but then you're expected to also kind of share your experience on the project with the camera as yourself. So there's the reality element for sure. So you have to be comfortable characterizing and being completely open and being willing to rip on the other people that are in it or praise them, whatever. Right. Whatever's interesting, whatever's accurate.
I like that. I like that concept when I read it. I think it's very
it
it's fertile.
Been done before.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it's a new innovative way to sell our idea.
Yeah.
So I mean, kick ass with the character you'd be cast as, and who knows, because this is what we're going to be using as a tool to sell it. So that could be part of that. So there'll be 6 episodes. The actual show itself is not too distant future. Hollywood crumbles when people are sick of their prequels, sequels, and remakes, and it seems like there's an originality vacuum. But luckily, there's a new medium that arises that can record and edit dream content. So now the new celebrity is everyday people who have the most potent, profitable dreams. Okay. So we don't really focus on what is in the dream so much as the celebrity element of it. It's about the 2 dream production companies and how they manipulate the lives of their dreamers to ensure that their dreams are sellable. Okay. If that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have you read for Scout. Scout is an agent for the biggest company. Imagine like a Universal Talent Scout. Okay. He's also named Scout. He is the he finds Ro when he's trying to get his father to sign on, but his father's very anti-technology. But him and Ro end up talking it out, but Ro's too young to legally dream. So Scout claims Ro's dreams as his own, and he becomes a ghost dreamer for this 16-year-old kid. Okay. So they have this very complex relationship.
The agent becomes the
agent claims these dreams as his own, and these dreams are the most, the best dreams. He's the top dreamer, so he becomes a top dreamer essentially because of that. So we are going to have you read for Scout with, let me see here. I guess is that our Scout scene? Scout and Ro would be good here.
Which scene is that one, Scout and Ro?
Okay. This will be good. Give me that, Scout. Apologize, have a little patience here.
Oh yeah, no, you're fine.
Let's just do this thing we just did, I guess, with Scout and Sandman. Yeah, I like that. Because I can't seem to find Scout and Ro unless this is it. Yeah, it is for sure. Okay, cool. So now this is later in the season, and Scout is trying to kind of trick Ro. He's claiming that his dreams are no longer viable, and that actually, my dreams are good enough now, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
No, they're really not. Okay. So he's trying to bamboozle him at this point. Okay. So we start at we can start at the top. And I'll be Ro, so you're going to be Scout.
I will tell you later.
Tell me now!
No, really, let's...
Fine, I don't even care, anywhere.
Bad news, though.
I'm not scared.
It is sensitive, just... Your last dream, it wasn't viable.
What?
Yeah, there's nothing usable.
That can't be possible. I mean,
I don't know what to tell you. Salmon told me he actually had Pan come down and look at it, and she said there was nothing salvageable.
This is a little hard to believe. I guess I'll just record again with Salmon tonight.
Actually,
What?
I recorded for Salmon the other night. Well, he likes what I gave him.
You dreamt?
Yeah, so what? And Salmon liked my recording, and Fang is actually going to distribute a scout dream that is really mine.
Ah, well. How exciting for you.
It is. It's pretty cool, if you think about it. And you're actually in my dream, which is cool. You will be able to see yourself in a dream for the first time.
That's something, I guess. It kind of changes our whole dynamic then, doesn't it?
No. You should still be the primary dreamer, of course. We still need you going in and recording regularly, for sure.
You sure? Now that we know you have a marketable imagination?
No, really, it's just good to know I can pinch hit for you in a jam. Is all.
I guess that's good news.
Can you do it one more time?
All right. What do you suggest?
Can you do it with like a little bit more like confidence, marketer, like sales?
Smarmy. That's a good point. A little smarm and scout
Like,
for sure.
Like you're a little like because right now it's good, but it's more like you're trying to comfort him and convince him, but be more like a salesman and like you're
A
confident.
little more overt with
of what you're selling.
Yeah,
For sure. That's a good note.
Okay. I will tell you later.
Tell me now.
No, really, let's just...
Fine. I don't care anywhere.
It's bad news, though.
I'm not scared.
It is sensitive. Just... Your last dream wasn't viable.
What?
Yeah, there's nothing usable from it.
That can't be.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and Salmon told me he actually had Pan come down and look at it, and she said there was nothing salvageable.
That's really hard to believe, but I guess I'll just have Salmon record another one tonight.
Well,
I mean-
actually,
What?
I recorded with Salmon the other night, and well, he likes what I gave him.
You dreamt.
Yeah, so what? And Salmon liked my recording, and Pang is actually going to distribute a scout dream that's really mine for once.
Well, how exciting for you.
It is pretty cool, if you think about it. And you are in my dream, which is cool. You will be able to see yourself in a dream for the first time.
Well, that's something, I guess. This kind of changes our whole dynamic, though, doesn't it?
No. You should still be the primary dreamer, of course. I mean, we still need you in and recording regularly, for sure.
Are you sure? Now that you have a marketable imagination and all?
No, really. It's just, it's good to know that I can pinch hit for you, if need be.
Yeah, I guess that's good news. I like that better. Good call. For sure. What's the other scout goodness? Unless, because scouts don't think we has other potential. Jeff?
No, not Jeff.
No?
I think just Scout.
I think scout it would be the part for sure. So there's gotta be one more scouts. No. Yeah, scout and salmon. You wanna do this one? Or you want me to do it again? Or do you wanna, you be a pretendo salmon?
Okay.
So Salmon is a dream editor, works for like the big company, the two production companies. Imagine like Miramax versus Universal. Miramax really messes with its dreamers' lives to ensure that the dreams are like award-winning dreams.
Okay, that's Salmon.
Salmon works for the Blockbuster company.
Oh, okay.
So like the kid that's the biggest seller works for the big company without them knowing it, but he's a mole in the small company, if you will.
Okay.
So he's working for both of them, but unbeknownst to the big one.
Got it.
And you are with the main editor, the other guy that's in on it with these two, at the big company. So these are the only three guys that know the truth. And you're trying to kind of screw over the kid now by claiming
Gotcha.
the dreams are yours. Or, yeah, you're trying to do it to him, so that's what you're working it out. And I'll be the floozy, I guess. So yeah, you are taking Salmon out to try and you're going over it together how you're going to rip him off essentially.
Okay.
So you take him to the titty bar.
Okay.
All right, so I'm the hot waitress. Where you been, Scout?
Busy bee, babe, but I would like you to become acquainted with my good man Salmon here.
What happened to your little scrawny fella?
This is Salmon, Flora.
Pleased to meet you, sugar.
Yeah, same here. Can you give us a second?
What do you want to talk to me for when you get here?
I thought you were in love.
Yeah, I am.
Then why are we here?
This is for you. I see how you live.
Intellectual rarities like myself have little time for emotional baggage. Dick.
Take a guy out, try to show him a good time. You call me a dick? I can't go through with
You
this.
have to.
I like the kid. He's been nothing but decent. Doing it would be crafting some major negative voodoo on myself.
Listen, you superstitious knuckle dragger, do it or I'll kill you.
I love his mom, and something about destroying her kid's prized possession doesn't sound like a good way to build a healthy relationship.
Your goddamn excuses are not going to keep me fat and happy, and it certainly won't keep Pang from ripping holes in our head.
I'll just say I took a severe head trauma or something, and I'll find a new job. I can sell cars, maybe. I saved enough to be able to blink.
Pang's not gonna buy that crap. She'll find out about everything and sue our asses for damages. Then find ways to make us bleed.
Fine. I mean, he is set with our insight anyway after our deal is done, so screw him, it'll build character.
See? This is just responsible retirement planning. We need Ro on a tight leash. Just install the virus for Satan's sake.
There's certainly something Faustian about this arrangement. That can't be denied.
No more literary references, please.
Everyone knows Dr. Faustus.
Not true, but you keep telling yourself that so you feel relevant. Listen, do this, and we guarantee the little punk is under our thumb for at the very least a few more paydays. What other choice is there?
Yeah.
Now, let's focus on satin wrap woman crotch. I'm starting to get gray hairs and heart palpitations over this shit.
Sweet. Okay, so now we're going to move into the second half of the audition process for Cold Lead, and then we want you to be yourself. We got 5 quick, like, reality type questions.
Okay.
So just be yourself, be honest, and don't be afraid to hold back. First question. So do you have any, like, special talents or passions you want to share with us?
I am a stand-up comic, and I am a massive comic book geek.
Nice.
Those would be my 2 biggest passions. Yeah.
Awesome. That's very cool. I'm down with the comic book scene as well. I'm not, like, super, but I love it for sure. It's great. Who would play you in a biopic about your life?
Right now, Ed Norton, maybe? I feel like that would probably be the closest fit. Short of that, maybe like, if we're talking older, maybe Jim Carrey. Somebody in that vein.
Right on.
Yeah.
So since there's so much to do with dreams in this, can you share with us either a very memorable dream you have or perhaps a recurring dream throughout your life?
Yeah, actually, I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life, probably about 8 years ago, something like that. It was so vivid and intense that it actually got me very focused and researching about dreams, which brought me into the drew me this book by D.W. Griffin, An Experiment with Time, where he talks about the fact that 90% of the dreams that we have are based on the day that we just experienced, and 10% are based on the time that we're going to have, which means that we're projecting ourselves forward in time in our dreams, which scared the shit out of me because the dream that I had that was so incredibly vivid was one where I got shot. And it was this thing where each moment of the dream like stood out as being almost cinematic in that I was somewhere in the city, and at the time I was living like in the suburbs, and I hadn't lived in the city for like 10 years, which initially made it stand out, but I was like watching a basketball game and this guy shot like a 3-point shot, and it was this thing where like time slowed down and I like watched the ball go, and it was in such slow motion that it did that thing in cinema where regular like street lights and stuff strobe because it's in that like frames per second thing where light doesn't even quite catch up with it. And as I watched this shot like sail through the air, I like felt somebody push me from behind, and I like turned around to see what it was, and right as I turned around I saw the second flash, and I remember thinking that it didn't hurt at all, but it was like really, really warm. Like I felt like comforted. It was almost like an inviting feeling that like my insides felt hot from it. And as I like turned around and started to like stumble to my car, that's when I, in the dream, came to the realization that I had been shot and I was dying. And there were all these other little bits and moments in it that like stood out and were memorable, but it was this thing where the next day I woke up, and I've like journaled and written my entire life, and the next morning I woke up and immediately wrote down in my journal, if I die by being shot at a basketball court in the city, I want everyone to know that I knew it was going to happen ahead of time, because it was that thing where it was so remarkable that I felt like it had to get down on paper and I had to share it, and that's why I said like started me on that journey. So yes,
That's the most vivid one we've gotten. It's great. Wow.
Yeah.
Not that you die in it, but
it was absolutely insane. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of or seen the movie Irreversible.
Yes.
Okay, he talks about that book in that movie, and it was the kind of thing where it came afterwards, where after I had already had that moment and already read that book, then I saw that movie, and in the movie, she talks about how she knew she was going to be raped ahead of time, and she saw the hallway that it happened, and it was this thing where as I was watching the movie, I was like, oh my god, this is what I'm talking about. But luckily, that was, like I said, that was like 8 years ago, and I haven't been shot at a basketball court yet. So,
no, but it sounds like you would be our local dream expert.
no, but it. By the way, for all of you, really good book if you've never read it, and really good movie if you've never seen it. But yeah, D.W. Griffith, An Experiment with Time. He had these like research assistants like intentionally go to sleep and dream of where his assistant would be the next day, and he had his assistant move throughout the campus all day so that no one could share the location. And it was the kind of thing where 80% of his students had a dream of where this guy would be the next day. Like it was a very, very regimented experiment with controls and stuff like that. Absolutely mind-boggling. So yeah.
That's right in the nose. This is what we want to hear about.
But it's really interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff.
Sounds like it.
So yeah.
It's right up our alley. Okay, so give us an example of either you taking a risk in your life or maybe on stage.
Okay, well, definitely going up the first time was a big one, because it was the kind of thing where my parents made me an actor when I was a kid, and it was not something that I wanted to do necessarily, but I had watched stand-up my entire life and thought it was amazing and awesome, and then, I don't even know, like 10, 15 years ago, I started thinking, oh, I want to do stand-up, and so I kept this notebook where I would like write material down, and then it took me about 15 years to get to the point where I was like, okay, I'm actually going to go up and do stand-up, and it was like an open mic thing where I had 3 minutes, so I like practiced my bit like over and over and over, and every time I practiced it, I would do about 3 minutes and 30 seconds of time, and I kept going like, oh man, they're gonna like flash me the light, I'm gonna be one of those guys who goes over time, but then I went up and did it, and got done, and walked off the stage, and walked up to my wife, and I was like, how long was it? And she was like, about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And I was like, what? And she was like, baby, you didn't stop talking like the entire time. And it was that thing where the first time that I went up, I was so terrified of sucking at something that I wanted to be good at for so long that, yeah, the adrenaline pumping at that moment was just insane. Either that or skydiving, which I feel like were the same about like intensity level, where with stand-up and with skydiving, they were both a case of I had committed to it and got to the point of, okay, you either do it or you don't, And with both, like with skydiving, it was this thing where I was at the door and they did like a 3 count, like 1, 2, and then on 3 you jumped out. And at 2, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm gonna back out. But by that I was already like leaned back and about to jump out of the plane. So I just went and it happened. And with the stand-up, it was this thing where I was sitting in the audience waiting to go up, and the first comic went up and bombed. She did terribly. And it was this thing where it was like crickets the whole time. And so as the MC got up and was like doing his transition, I was like, okay, nobody knows that I'm here except for Allison. Like I can just back out, nobody has to know a thing. And like right as he got to, and your next comic coming up, I was like, yeah, no, I can't do it. And then he was like, Josh Guerin, and I was like, and I'm walking up on stage now. So it was like, it was already over, so I was doing it. And yeah, both of them, it was that thing where it was like, well, I was already halfway into it, so I just...
Committed.
Yeah, exactly. And once you're falling 15,000 feet in the air, you don't really have I'm just gonna go back in the plane, or like, once you're on stage, you can't just be all like, I don't think you're gonna laugh at my joke, so I'm just gonna walk off the stage now. So yeah, so you commit and you do it.
That's awesome. You actually lived what most of our people dream about. Everyone's giving us the stock. I dream about falling answer. It's like, oh, how uninteresting. You lived it.
Yeah, no. The only like recurring dream type of thing that I've ever had was when I was a kid. I used to dream that everyone was turning into like vampires or zombies or something. I would be like away from my house and everyone would turn into this horrible thing, and I would like race to get to my house, and I would get there and my parents would open the door and they would be zombies or vampires or whatever. But that's the only one that like never had the falling, flying, nothing
Sounds more
like that.
interesting.
Well, it was the kind of thing where it was like, that one was, until I was about 16, like, why do I always have that dream? But yeah, I watched a lot of horror movies when I was a kid.
This is good. That'll help. That'll come in handy. Be vicious with your fellow castmates. Okay, final question before the challenge. Why would you make a good reality web star?
I'm incredibly verbose. I will say that. I have a lot of opinions, and 90% of the time I'm not afraid of sharing them. I mean, especially in this type of context where I can always fall back on the, no, that wasn't me, that was the character. Yeah, it's, I like to talk, and I don't like being the center of attention, but I like to talk. My dad's a preacher, so I think that's what it is. But yeah, when given the opportunity, I don't shy away from sharing, I think.
Awesome.
So,
That's what we need.
yeah.
30 seconds to a minute. Give us a story. Any story you want to tell us. Your last, final, catch our attention with some sort of chalk improv story.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was not clear
It's
there.
quite alright. Okay, so, alright. So, my wife was pregnant with our third baby. And we went to the hospital about 3 weeks before his birth was supposed to happen, because she was having contractions. And the nurse, we're gonna draw her like this, because she was evil. She told us, you're not actually in labor, so just go home. So, went back to our house, and about 5 o'clock the next day, my wife woke up in our bed. This is us. And she went to the bathroom, which was like right there. And I, independently of her, just got up to go to the bathroom. And walked into the bathroom and was all like, hey, baby, what's going on? And this is going to get a little graphic.
Oh no, I know.
This was what I saw.
Oh my
God.
goodness.
And she was all, It's happening right now. So my mother was staying with us at the time, just in case this happened. So I told her to call an ambulance and gave her my phone, and I have a touchscreen phone, and she was all, I don't know how to work your phone. So I was like, okay, give it to me. So then my mom caught my son
Oh my goodness.
as he was born. I'm not gonna draw that part. And that was actually 1 year ago today.
Wow.
That's why that popped in my head.
That's
So
a good story.
yeah, that's a
Bravo,
story
sir.
right there.
That's very cool. To be honest with you, I like you, and I think you fit one of the characters pretty well. So we're gonna know about casting by Tuesday. I'll let
Okay.
you know by then for sure. But yeah, I
Okay.
mean, we figure if people were able to make auditions, we want to aim for Sundays.
Okay.
Sundays would be good. We're playing with the idea around 6 to 9 on Sundays. 6 out of 8 or 9 of the next upcoming Sundays. So kind of through May, right? Yeah, through May, 6 Sundays from 6 to 9.
Okay, so a week from now, Sunday, nothing.
Maybe that might be the first episode.
Okay.
That's not possible.
It's not that it's not possible. It's that earlier in the day I have a consultation appointment for a vasectomy,
Oh wow.
and then later in the day I have a theater award show that I'm co-writing, and I'm gonna be on hand for in case they have have winners that aren't there. They want me
Okay.
to be able to go out and do little bits in
Sure.
between, type of thing. So next Sunday's pretty
A little
full.
sticky. When
Yeah.
does the show go to? You'd probably be tired though.
Competing with the Oscars.
Well, no, it's
Maybe we'll put it on.
yeah, it is. It's 7 to 9:30.
Okay. All right. We might put it off an extra week. Then.
Okay.
That's a possibility. Or there are characters that don't show up in the first episode.
Okay.
That we can reconsider.
Cause that one would pretty much be the only one that would be an issue. Cause other than that,
Cool.
I'm just saying.
Because this is one of the biggest parts. We're talking top 3 parts if we were to cast.
Right, and-
Yeah.
and-
So yeah, you'd have to be there.
Okay, and yeah. Other than this coming up one, I'm a stay-at-home dad right now, and my wife opens at Starbucks. She's a Starbucks manager,
Okay.
so she's pretty much done every day by like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So every day I have from like 1 o'clock on
Sure.
totally open.
Sure.
So-
It means me tricky because we're going to be getting together like 8 people probably at least
Okay.
to do this. So yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. We'll let you know by Tuesday.
Definitely.
But maybe we can put it off a Sunday depending.
Okay, well, and then
Sunday.
I'm actually going right now to go and do another writing session with the 2 hosts of the show, and right now it's the kind of thing where I haven't committed to anything, but they were all like, can you come out for this first bit and be this guy? And it was this thing where I was like, yeah, no, I mean, I'll help you guys out wherever I can, but, you know, I would prefer to not be
Right.
involved in it, because, yeah, it's a bigger award show. It's this theater award here in Chicago, the
Which one?
Honor Awards. Okay, yeah, like last year there was only like 300 people involved, and this year there's like 4,000.
Wow. Oh
So,
my goodness.
yeah, I know.
Like-
That sounds like a good gig then. You should-
Oh yeah, no, it very much is the type of thing where this is the guy who's the host is a guy that I've known since like 5th grade,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, I write with him quite frequently, but yeah, and it like I said, that is not my project. This is very much he asked me to help out. He's my best friend, so I
Sure,
said yes.
Sure. So it's an anomaly in your schedule.
Oh, definitely it's an anomaly, and
Okay.
and more to the point, it's the kind of thing where if you guys need me for this on next Sunday, like it's an important read-through type of thing.
It'll be episode 1.
Okay, then
You
just
do it.
let me know,
Okay.
and I will move things around.
All right.
I'm much more committed to my own things than I am to
Cool.
other people's.
This is a great part, man. It's definitely one of our favorite parts.
I honestly, what I told my wife, and I very much was encouraged by this audition. What I told my wife when I read the thing, I was like, "Babe, this is one of those projects where it's like I could go in there and this could be awful, and they have no idea what they're doing, and it will just be
Right.
just horrible." But based on the concept, based on like what I read here, this could be awesome. Like this could be the exact type of thing that I love, and so yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. And like I said, after this, I feel very
We're
good about being
confident,
involved. Right, exactly. No, not only that, it's the kind of thing where the thing that I was more afraid of was that the conceit was a crutch. It was, we don't know what we're doing and we don't have a real idea, so instead we'll do this mockumentary reality style thing. But it's that thing where, but if you know what you're doing and you know what your limitations are
Right.
and work to your strengths and your weaknesses, like, and that's where I feel like, no, this is,
We want a little bit of grit, if you will, and like I said, we want people to be organically good or bad. You know? So, I mean, that's what we want to happen, and yeah, we know what we're doing.
yeah, no,
As much as we can for this. but-
if you guys do end up going that way, I'd be very excited to be working on this.
Cool
so.
beans, man.
So yeah,
Much obliged. Well, thank you so much for making it out.
Eden and Scott,
And Holly.
nice to meet you all.
Absolutely.
And yeah, just let me know. It's the kind of thing where, like I said, my nights are pretty much always free. Other than that, it's the kind of thing where, especially with the kids, usually about 2 days' notice is about all I need.
Okay, to be honest with you, yeah, we're thinking about Sundays. That's kind of where our head is at right now. And we kind of like the idea of, seeing how the relationship between these castmates evolve over 2 months.
Sure.
That's part of what's going to be interesting about it.
Right.
actually, so.
And I did also like that where you were like the characters are where that's
Right?
really it's
There's hope. There's hope.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Take it easy, sir.
See you around. Bridget.
Alrighty.
He drew his wife's vagina on the chalkboard and admitted to having vasectomy.
I know. That's what we need. That's
I was
great. He's
oh,
perfect. He shared it all. He bore it all.
You never stop talking.
But what do we need?
Right.
We need that.
True,
And for Scout, it's appropriate.
true.
Hello. How are
Just
you?
think I have a doctor. I'm Bridget.
Bridget, nice to meet you. I'm Enid. This is Skinner. This is Holly.
Hi, Missy.
Okay.
Hello. Whoa, you got bright in the sun. Yeah.
Yes, it's pretty deadly in here.
Okay, so yeah, just have a seat right there. It's going to be broken down into 2 different parts. First, going to be cold read, and we're going to have you answer a couple questions like reality style, if you will. I don't know how much you got from the ad, but we have a 12-episode series that Scott and I have written that we want to act as the foundation for this web reality show.
Alright.
So every episode, there's going to be 6 shootings, about 3 hours each shooting.
Yeah.
Every episode we're going to read through, every webisode we're going to read through 2 episodes of the show. But within that is going to be the talking heads, where you're going to kind of talk about your experience with the camera in a more intimate setting, And be open and honest about either how people suck or how they're good or how what am I doing here sort of thing, Foundation of the script, what our script is about, it's future Hollywood has crumbled because people are sick of the prequels, sequels, and remakes.
man, yeah.
An original thought vacuum. But luckily there's a new medium that is able to record and edit dream content. So the new celebrity are the people that have the most potent and profitable dreams. So it's everyday people can now be the mega celebrities. So this show is about the 2 main dream production companies that kind of go head to head. One is kind of like the Miramax, who's the award winner, but kind of smaller. A little more intimate productions. Then you got Dreamview, which is kind of like the Universal Studios. So they're kind of like battling it out, if you will. And there's a lot of like subterfuge and such. So we're gonna have you read for the twins with Holly. Holly's here to help us read, so I don't have to play a girl,
Aw, man.
I know, exactly. So yeah, we'll have you read for the twins, and then perhaps Kang. Let me see here.
You might be walking here, you're like,
It burns. Alright. Yes, this is it. So, the twins are the daughters of the head of the smaller company. The Insight company is kind of an indie company. This guy will mess with his dreamers' real lives to make sure their dreams are awesome at night. So we actually learned from the last guy that I guess you dream about, 90% of what you dream about is what happened that day, and 10% is
Oh,
what
God.
happens in the future. Like,
Okay,
that
that's
is
scary.
interesting.
Well, why don't you want, like, I got some weird dreams. like-
Right? Okay,
According to that
so,
guy's book, is what he said.
Aubrey, Danny, what do you think? Aubrey, who's?
Wait, you gave me the wrong side.
No, it starts on the next page, I'm sorry.
Well, I think right.
So, Dunlow Laundry Room.
There, that's right.
Excellent.
Where?
Bottom of page 2.
Yeah, make sure they're in the
Laundry
right
room.
order
Okay.
before you
Who are
guys.
you playing?
Aubrey, Danny to start.
She's Daniel.
Let's make sure.
So Aubrey's kind
Are
of
you sitting?
the smarter, nicer one. Danny is a little more vicious and cunning of the two twins.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, you're doing laundry.
I'm doing laundry?
Yeah.
Do you want me to actually do the laundry? Okay, I just wanna make sure.
More than anything.
She's making you do your laundry now?
I know, right? This is so lame. Assistants should have assistants or assistants to an assistant.
I can help you.
Awesome. Could I put the jeans with the whites? I never thought I'd say this, but at this moment, I sort of really hate clothes.
I never had to do Belle's laundry. The worst she made me do was rinse out a mug or two.
I can't believe you don't work for Belle anymore. It's a little sad, huh? Can I just get Pillar to do this?
She quit.
What? No. Really? Who's going to do my laundry now?
I think the housekeeping service is going to send someone new next week, but I won't be in time for you to do Marceline's laundry.
Marceline is driving me nuts. I'm starting to think you were the smart one getting yourself fired by using
I quit. I didn't get fired.
Whatever. Just sort this load for me.
I said I would help, not take over.
Okay, you're right. Get me started here. Oh, that's for me. Aubrey, do you really think of Ro?
He's a jerk.
Okay, good. That's what I thought you thought. So, I think since I thought right, I was going to go ahead and start with the dating.
Him?
Yeah. It's a good thing. You don't care.
Well, I don't care in the way that I think he's a jerk and you're my sister, so I can't figure out why you would want to start dating him. So I can't figure out why you don't think that means something.
He wasn't a jerk to me. In fact, he's been all kinds of sweet to me. Maybe I should just give him a moment to digest this. Let me go get some juice while I will talk to you in a bit. Yeah, that's it, right?
Okay, reversal of roles.
Okay,
So
I was
this time to be kind of. You describe Aubrey, please. I have trouble describing Aubrey for some reason.
She's kind of like, she's, the young one, the naive one, sort of. I guess she's like very positive. I can see it being
Positive.
Yeah. Like, is there such a thing as like a sarcastic bubbly? I don't know. I see
Yeah.
her as like she's nice. She's not being mean, but she's still like, it comes off that she's smart, and
Okay.
on it.
Okay. She's making me do her laundry now?
I know, right? This is so lame. Assistants should have sub-assistants or assistants.
I can help you.
Awesome. Can you put the jeans with the whites? I never thought I'd say this, but at this moment I sort of really hate clothes.
I never had to do Belle's laundry. The worst she made me do was rinse out a mug or two.
I can't believe you don't work for Belle anymore. It's a little sad, huh? Can I just get Pilar to do this?
She quit.
What? No. Really? Who's gonna do my laundry now?
I think the housekeeping service is going to send someone new next week. But that won't be in time to get Marceline's laundry done.
Marceline is driving. Marceline is driving me nuts. I'm starting to think you were smart getting fired by using Ro.
I quit.
And whatever, just do this line for me.
I said I would help, not take over.
Okay, you're right. Just get me started here.
Aubrey.
No.
Oh.
Aubrey,
Oh, that's right.
what do you really think about Ro?
He's a jerk.
Okay, good. That's what I thought you thought. So, I think since I thought right, I was gonna go ahead and start with the dating.
Him?
Yeah, it's a good thing you don't care.
I don't care in that way, but I do care in that I think he's a jerk. And you're my sister, so I can't figure out why you don't think that means something.
He wasn't a jerk to me. In fact, he's been all kinds of sweet to me.
Maybe I should give you a moment to digest this here. Let me go get some juice and I'll talk to you in a bit.
Okay, sweet. Okay, what do you think, Scott? Tang, for some reason? I'm thinking Tang and Marceline. We don't have a Marceline.
Marceline. I was like, what's that girl's name?
Marceline.
Yeah.
I was like, Marla.
Yeah, it's interesting name.
Okay, so Tang is the head of the big company, the blockbuster dream producer
yeah.
company. So she's kind of a young CEO that's
Tang?
Pang. She's kind of a bitch, all right? So I'm coming in there, I'm going to be Corin here, as I'm going to be playing Corin, I should say, and not in the actual thing, but I'm the head of the smaller company, and you're trying to steal one of my dreamers away from me, essentially.
Okay.
And so I'm going to bust in here.
Wait, I'm Pang, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I come in your office.
Good morning, Corin.
Sup it, Amy, are you trying to steal my dreamers?
What exactly are you referring to?
Marceline.
Marceline is a grown woman, free to make her own choices. You can't blame me for the decisions she makes.
Cut the crap. Are you offering Marceline a job or not?
Corin, this is unprofessional. What is this really about?
What are you implying? It's about Marcy.
Why would you be worried about Marceline? If you treat her properly, then she would have no reason to leave. I figured you would have more confidence in your staff intentions.
Sly bitch.
Danny, please.
Oh, sorry, there's an extra character in there. We'll just skip over it, though. Danny, please.
I was like confused. Okay. Corin, please leave my office.
What will it take?
What take?
For Dreamview and Insight to coexist amicably. I don't want to be at odds with you here.
Sell insight to us then.
You can't be serious.
Then leave.
When will it be enough for you, Amy? You own most of the dream industry as it is.
Corin, this is business. You better start treating it like one, or you're going to lose everything. Yes, would you please come in and help Mr. Dunlow and his daughter to exit?
This is just the beginning then, Amy. Don't think for a minute you can just bully me around. This isn't just my business, but my family, and I will rip you apart if I have to.
You're losing your oh my gosh, I can't say that word. Civility. I suggest you leave now.
It's awesome. Okay. So now let's move
Wait, can you do it
into...
one more time?
Oh, sure.
Sorry.
No worries.
Like, you own this room, and this guy is like almost a little
Okay.
nervous. Like,
Can you say that word again? Civility?
Civility.
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 There you go.
Okay.
so just
I just sang
remember,
it.
like, he's like almost
Your
not
shit.
worthy of your
This
notice.
is your space.
Your shit.
Right.
Okay.
That's true. Okay, here we go.
It's true.
Good morning, Corin.
Stop it, Amy. Are you trying to steal my dreamers?
What exactly are you referring to?
Marceline.
Marceline is a grown woman, free to make her own choices. You can't blame her for the decision she makes.
Cut the crap. You're offering Marceline a job.
Corin, this is unprofessional. What is this really about?
What are you implying? It's about Marcy.
Why would you be worried about Marceline? If you treat her properly, then she has no reason to leave. I figured you would have more confidence in your staff intentions.
You sly bitch. Danny, please.
Corin, please leave my office.
What will it take?
What take?
For Dreamview and Insight to coexist amicably. I don't want to be at odds with you here.
Sell insight to us then.
You can't be serious.
Then leave.
When will it be enough for you, Amy? You own most of the dream industry as it is.
Corin, this is my business. You better start treating it like this one, or you're going to lose everything. Yes, would you please come in and tell Mr. Dunlow and his daughter to exit?
This is just the beginning then, Amy. Don't you think for a minute you can just bully me around? This isn't just my business, but my family, and I will rip you apart if I have to.
You're losing your civility. I suggest you leave now.
Sweet.
For a while, we gotta be slamming the door. So.
I wasn't slamming the door. Alright. I know. Can do no right. Alright, so now, move on to the second half of this business, which is, as we mentioned, there's a reality element. So we're going to be reading through the two scripts. Yeah, let's see. We're going to read through the two scripts every time we shoot, and then before we read the first episode, we're going to be like mandatory talking heads. We kind of go in there and talk about what's happening with you, what's going on in terms of like the last time we shot, how you feel about your character, how you feel about the whole project. So it'll be at least 3 mandatory talking heads per shooting.
Okay.
One before the first episode, in between the episodes, and then right afterwards, after the final episode that we approved too. So now we're just going to ask you 5 quick questions. Be yourself, be interesting, you know how it is, and that'll be good.
Okay.
So the first question is, do you have any special talents or passions that you'd like to share?
I have lots of talents and passions. I do improv and comedy. I'm in a sketch group. I'm in a show at Second City. Pretty exciting. Wait, what was the question again?
Passions and special talents.
I do art. I do mixed media. I love making stuff pretty. I can put makeup on other people really well, I guess. That's a talent. Trust me, it's a talent.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Sometimes it's more cut out than it should be. But interest, passions, I love food. Who doesn't? Really good food, like food that you just eat and then you shouldn't eat. You know what I mean? And then you just keep eating because you're like, oh, I love this. I'm passionate. I like reading like poetry, like Chinese poetry. I'm like so like into that. I'm just like, you have so much wisdom. Oh. You know, the sad thing is they really do. Like it's all like simplicity. I love that. So yeah. Wait, passion, right?
That's good. Passions and special talents. You hit us
Yeah.
with a lot. I'm satisfied with that question.
Thanks.
Okay, so who would play you in a biopic about your life?
Biopic. I don't know if anyone could really do that. I feel like someone probably who had to know me. You know what I mean? Like, I guess like the object that they would want a celebrity, quote unquote, because you could pick anyone who kind of looks like you. I don't think a lot of people can act like me, and I feel like my family would be able to depict it pretty well, because, you know, everyone has, like, their craziness or weird voices, or, like, rhinos. Like, you know, like that just, you're naturally being like that. And I don't feel like a person who didn't know me would be able to depict it as well as someone I'm related to. For some reason in my head, I'm convinced that way. Like, I feel like my sister, all of my sisters could probably play me pretty well.
She'd nail it.
Yeah, like she would totally nail it. She would do something really weird, and I'd be like, oh my god,
That's good.
look at you, just aw. You know what I mean? So probably like a family member, which sounds really strange because
No, it's interesting.
You know what I mean?
It's good. You don't want to be like anybody else. So
Yeah.
that's a good answer. Next question then. Since this is so laden with dream content, can you please share with us either your last memorable dream or a reoccurring dream that you just can't shake?
I have a lot of dreams. I dream all the time, like really creepily. I know I just have really vivid dreams, and then I'll wake up. Like I used to share a room with my one sister, and I'll wake up, and oh my god! And I tell her, and she's like, just stop, just don't tell me any of your dreams. So I guess like the last dream, oh my gosh, I just have like every single day I wake up and I just have like insane, like crazy dreams. Like this one time, like this clown was like in my house, but I couldn't see the clown. I just knew that there was someone in my house. I was running away from him, and there was just like blood everywhere. And then there was like this, it was from my old house, and you have to like move these 2 doors and everything. And then there's just like handprints like all around it. And technically, like in my old house, like that was just a closet. And technically, if you did cut those doors in half, it would be in the bathroom. So if you just opened the doors, like in the dream, it went right to the bathroom. I ran out. I ran outside, and my mom and my two sisters were in a convertible for some reason, I don't know. And I'm like in a white gown, a white nightgown, and there's just like blood, and I'm like hysterically freaking out. They're like, what's wrong? I was like, there's someone in the house, there's someone in the house, oh my god, there's a clown. They come inside, and there's just like blood everywhere. And then, yeah, that's just like one of the dreams. But like, I just have like crazy dreams with like, I've had like with exes, I'm like, convinced or like cheated on me. I wake up, I'm like, you fucking asshole. Like, I call them out, I'm just like, what were you doing last night? They're like, I hung out with you. You're lying, ah! So, I don't know, I just like, my dreams are like so intense. Like I wake up, but like usually in the middle of the night, sweating, like, cause you know, your brain like from the REM cycle and everything like that, you know.
So that's interesting. One of the elements of this is actually genre dreamers. So these companies actually have kind of people pigeonholed into like a genre, so they'll mess with their life. If they know they normally dream a nightmare, they're gonna have like a horrific day.
Yeah,
Essentially.
that makes
So
sense.
It sounds like your genre would be horror. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's scary. I don't like that though. I'm like, I hate, and that's the thing. Like, this is actually probably the most reoccurring of my dreams. My old roommate, she made me watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the first episode, right? I was like, oh, I've seen the old episodes, but I never saw the first one. So I saw it, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't see this. I get really nervous, and my imagination's crazy. And she's like, no, you'll be fine. And I woke up in the middle of the night, having like vampires like in my head. Like, I'm like, oh my god, vampires are everywhere. They're killing me. So, yeah.
That's just about the best show you could have mentioned around me.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm just saying.
Okay, sweets. Give us an example of you taking a risk either in your life or on stage.
I take
Whichever.
risk every single day. This is my life. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You're
You
like,
can take that.
I risked going into the egg. I risked that, you know? And then, I don't know, every single day I take risks. Every single day. I don't know, people who I don't like, I'll go on a date with. Shit, oh god, that's more risk than everything.
Wow.
Because stalkers, I've jumped on back of motorcycles and not knowing people, just like, whatever. Gotta get out of the situation, you know what I mean? Fuck it.
Hell yeah.